Good morning, Ultimate Hustlers and Digital Empire Builders. It is that time for the Cortez Hustle Show. And today we're talking more traffic secrets on this episode of Marketing Mondays. We're talking the Dream 100. I'm going to break that down as explained in Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets. He also breaks this down in a little bit in Expert Secrets and some in .com Secrets as well. But really, we're going to get all the way into what is the Dream 100? How do you leverage this to create strategic partnerships? It's going down, man. So I need y'all to do me a huge favor. Comment in the chat where you're from. Drop the name of your business and or your brand. Smash that share button, ladies and gentlemen. And let's kick it this morning. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, coming to you live and direct from the Thornton Online Marketing Studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you are a small local business and you're looking to increase your online presence, attract to you the right customers, and convert those customers into loyal, paying members of your ecosystem, then I want to help you do just that. If you would like a free marketing strategy session, all you got to do is text the key phrase local biz to 314-730-3999. One of our lead generation experts will jump on the phone with you and see what you got going on in your business and see how we can help you create that online presence that attracts to you on autopilot all of the leads and customers that you can handle. Welcome to the show. Today, we're talking more traffic secrets. As you guys know, on Mondays, we dedicate Mondays to marketing because I want to help you get your local business to the next level. So we are reviewing the Dream 100 as outlined in Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets. Let me grab the content for you to go get your copy of this book for free. I'm going to post that in the comments as well. So you guys should also be commenting the name of your business and or your brand. Good morning, Mark. Is helping others get a piece of the remote real estate investing across the USA using other people's money, man. That is so smart. A lot of people think you have to be in the city to get into the real estate game. No, there's a lot of ways that you can get into the real estate game. And Mark is doing that. He invests in real estate all over the country from sunny California. Go ahead and comment the name of your business and on your brand. Get that free business shout out as we go. A couple quick announcements. Inside the Hustle Spotlights. I'm still looking for entrepreneurs. Mark, you and I got to get together so we can record your 5 to 7 minute video interview. And that's exactly what Inside the Hustle Spotlight is all about. It is me exposing to my audience entrepreneurs from all walks of life and different areas and different industries And we just do a quick 5 to 7 minute interview about what you got going on and why you got into whatever it is that you're doing. And hopefully you can inspire other people and maybe build some connections through my network as well. Don't forget to get your free copy of Traffic Secrets. That is Russell Brunson's book that we have been going through over the last 4 Mondays or so. So let me grab that link and throw that in the comments, as well as some of the other content that I want you guys to check out as well. If you love the show, man, and you want to show some support, one of the ways that you can do that is by buying stars on Facebook, and you can give me stars. Facebook now allows creators like myself to monetize our content through their platform. So you can buy stars for $1.99, $2.99, or something like that, and you give me stars, and those stars will actually convert to money for me. And that's one way that you can show love for the show. Last but not least, man, our half hour of power, our monthly webinar series is back. That's right. We're going to do this on May 26th at 2 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to be talking about Google My Business as a platform and how you can use that to get free exposure from the world's largest search engine. So be prepared to register for that. So y'all going to see the marketing come out for that. So those are the announcements for the day. Y'all know how we do, man. It is time for us to officially get the show started. And the way that we officially get the show started right here on the Cortez Hustle Show is with a quote of the day. Today's quote says this: the greatest ability that God has given human beings above the animals is the ability to choose. So many of us take the power of choice for granted, but that is one of the things, aside from the opposable thumb, right? They say that's what separates humans from apes, right? And other animals is the way we can use our thumb. No, the thing that God gave us above animals is the ability to choose. I don't care where you are in your life today. You are there based on the sum of all the choices that you have made up into this point. And for some people, that is scary. For others, it's liberating. And why would you say, Cortez, is liberating? Because when we come to the place where we truly, truly, truly understand that we have to take responsibility for where we are, it becomes a game changer for you, right? If I literally think about I am all that I am and all that I am not, based on the choices that I've made over the last 47 years, then that empowers me to say, well, wait a minute. If I don't like who I am and who I am not, I can make some different choices and change that, right? For other people, it's scary because they play the blame game all the time. It's always somebody else's fault. When you can look yourself in the mirror and take accountability for all that you are and all that you aren't, that empowers you to make the necessary choices to change, to transform. But you got to be willing to look yourself in the eye, look yourself in the mirror, and say, everything that I am and everything that I am not is my fault. And because it's my fault, then I know that everything that I want to become, I have the power, and it is my responsibility to become that. So that is the quote of the day right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Social Media Consistency Challenge. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be more consistent on social media, you need to take this challenge. Text the key phrase Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. And every day for the next 21 days, you're going to get in your email box an infographic to post on your social media. You're going to get the captions and the hashtags, so you don't even have to think about that. And you're going to get a short video that breaks down how to use the content for the day. Sometimes we even break down how to turn one piece of content into 5 to 10 pieces of content, how you can schedule those out over the course of a couple of weeks. You can take one day a week and get all of your content done for the week or even the month. But you got to understand how to start thinking like a content marketer. And that's what the Daily Hustle is all about. So text Daily Hustle to 314-730-399 to get on that list and start getting that content. So today, I promise you guys that Monday, we're going to stick to nothing but topics on marketing, unless, of course, I have a special guest, in which today's case we do not. So as we were looking at Russell Brunson's book, Traffic Secrets, right? We talked over the last couple of weeks on some different topics as it relates to traffic. We talked about the three forms of traffic, right? There's traffic that you earn, right? There's traffic that you control, and then there's traffic that you own. What is traffic that you earn? When you do the Daily Hustle and the Social Media Consistency Challenge, you're doing that so that you can earn traffic. I got 6 or 7 people watching us live right now. I'm earning the traffic by giving valuable content that makes people want to tune in every morning. So that's traffic that I earn. What is traffic that you control? Well, traffic that you control is that when I give Mark Zuckerberg some money on Facebook and say, hey, Mark Zuckerberg, I'm going to give you $100 a day, and I want to control some of the traffic that you have on Facebook, and I want to direct them to my landing page, right? That's traffic that you control. But what about traffic that you own? Well, everything that you do as it relates to building your business should be centered around one key activity, and that is the acquisition of customers. If you guys follow my guy, Myron Golden, I put a video inside of our private Facebook group not long ago. And if you guys want to join our private Facebook group, just comment keyword mastermind, and I'll send you the link to get access to that group. But he was talking about 3 things that Apple focused on that took them from 0 to a $3 trillion company in less than 50 years, right? And one of the things he said is that Apple focuses on the number one activity that every business should focus on, and that is the acquisition of customers. Now, how do you get to the acquisition of customers? You do that through list building, or in other words, creating lists or traffic that you own, right? So there's traffic that you earn. When I post on social media a piece of valuable content, people see me do that regularly. They come back regularly. That's traffic that I'm earning. I'm earning those people's attention. Now, the goal is to take those people off of social media and give them something so valuable that they will be willing to give me their name, phone number, and email address, right? Now, that becomes traffic that I own. I have that traffic in my database. I have the spreadsheet of names, phone numbers, email addresses. I have that in my autoresponder. I have that in my SMS text messaging system. So now when it's time for me to market a new product, I'm not starting from scratch, right? It's powerful, because when you look at the 3 things that Myron Golden says that Apple was able to do, he said, number 1, they focus on acquiring customers. That's all they focus on, right? Not selling a product, but acquiring a customer. The second thing he said they focused on over the last 50 years, right? This has made them a $3 trillion company. He said they focus on acquiring customers. The second thing they focus on is wowing their customers. Man, going above and beyond, over delivering. They have made Apple such the type of company that is so hip, so cool, so something that everybody wants to be a part of, right? They wow their customers with their technology, with the delivery of that technology, with the way that they innovate. They wow their customers. And then the third thing they do is they assemble their customers, right? So me doing a monthly webinar series called A Half Hour of Power, that is me assembling my troop, my tribe, my fans, my followers, right? I want to first acquire you. I then want to wow you. I want to bring something to you that you've never seen before. I want to over deliver in a way that you've never experienced before. I want to create an experience of working with me that is so second to none that you say, man, I'm a customer for life. And then I want to assemble you regularly. Well, guess what? Where does the beginning of all that happen? How does Apple assemble its millions and millions and millions of customers and users around the world? They do that through lists. Do that through technology. They do that through having everybody's name, email address, phone number, and address so they can send them a postcard. They can send them an email. They can send them a text message. They can push a notification out to everybody's iPhone, everybody's iPad, everybody's MacBook. So you have to be singularly focused on, if customer acquisition is the business that I'm in, then in order for me to get customers, I have to know how to turn traffic that I earn, traffic that I control, into traffic that I own, so I can turn that traffic into customers. I can then wow those customers, and then I can assemble those customers regularly to build this relationship and build a situation where all I do is introduce my new customers, introduce my new products to my existing customers, and then turn around and introduce my existing customers to my old products. And we just keep that cycle going. And you do that well enough over 50 years, and you too could have a $3 trillion company, right? I know some of y'all don't believe that, man. And it baffles me that it becomes difficult sometimes for us to believe things that we actually witness and things that we actually live through, right? 1978 is when Apple started. That's less than 50 years ago. It took them roughly 42, 43 years to get to 1 trillion. 2 years after that, they was at 2 trillion. 2 years after that, they were at 3 trillion. And all you do is focus on acquiring customers, wowing those customers, assembling those customers regularly around new product launches. Yeah, watch the pattern. Every other month, a new iPhone, a new iPad, a new MacBook is released, and then once a year they do an annual convention for all of their followers and their tribe and their fans, and they bring them together and say, "Hey, here's what we're doing for 2023," and get all of their existing customers excited about their new products, right? And then some of those new existing customers don't know about some of the other products that they have. So boom, they're introducing their existing customers to their old product too. It's a beautiful thing, y'all. It's a beautiful thing. And people are in line waiting. You're right, Mark, because they've created this system of, of acquiring, wowing, and assembling their customers. This is what you got to figure out. This is why I'm doing these webinars. This is why I'm doing this podcast. Because as I'm figuring this stuff out, I want to share it with you, and maybe you can figure it out with me. Mark brings so much to the table every morning, and I just want us to connect and collaborate. And that's what we're going to be talking about today: strategic partnerships, your Dream 100. That's what we're about to get all the way up into. But the question is, what the heck is the Dream 100? So I'm going to read you some excerpts from Russell Brunson's Traffic Secrets book. And I love Russell because I believe in doing the same thing, right? He never takes credit for anything that he didn't come up with. He gives credit to where credit is due. So the Dream 100 concept is actually a concept from a guy named Chet Holmes, right? He wrote a book in detail about it called The Ultimate Sales Machine. The way that Chet Holmes teaches the and uses the Dream 100 is a little different than the way that Russell Brunson uses it. So I'm going to give you 3 examples of the Dream 100 and how different people have used it over the years. I'm going to start with the originator of the concept. In Chet's early career, he worked for Charlie Munger, who many of you may know as Warren Buffett's business partner in Berkshire Hathaway. Chet sold advertising for one of the company's legal magazines. For years, they were number 15 out of 15 in the industry for ad revenue, right? Then one day, Chet had an idea. He did some research and discovered that out of those 2,000 companies that were advertising in various magazines like theirs, 167 of them were spending 95% of their advertising budget with his competitors. What did he do? He went and found the top 167 companies that were spending 95% of the market cap in their industry in advertising. And instead of trying to call all 2,000 people, he focused on that top 167. He stopped marketing to everybody else and focused his time and efforts on those 167. His strategy included sending out direct mail pieces with lumpy objects in them every 2 weeks, where he followed up on each package with a phone call twice a month. He'd mail a package and twice a month he'd call. Just developed a simple system. Some of you guys will say, well, why is he sending lumpy packages? Because lumpy packages don't get thrown away. If you send a postcard that looks like every other postcard that I gotten in the mail, and it looks like an advertisement, I'm probably throwing it away. You send me a lumpy package, though, I've got to see what the heck is in this lumpy package, right? So long story short, right? After about 4 months, he had nothing, right? But he kept going. In his 4th month, something changed. He landed his first big account with Xerox. It was the biggest advertising buy ever for the company. By the 6th month, he had landed 28 of the 167 advertisers. And with those 28 advertisers, they doubled their sales and became #1 in advertising in the marketplace, right? He kept doubling sales for the next 3 years in a row. And by the end of year 3, he had successfully brought in all 167 Dream 100 advertisers to his to their company, right? So I want you to think about this. How to get traffic is not the question. The question is, where is the traffic already congregating? The question is not how to get traffic. Traffic already exists. The question is, where is the traffic that I need for my business? Or in other words, we talked about having your target customer identified. Now, where are those people already hanging out? You don't create traffic, you get in front of traffic. Traffic is already created. That's why if I talk to my man Mark and I ask him about, man, what's the 3 biggest things about real estate that you got to focus on? He's going to say real estate is all about location, location, location. Well, when it comes to business, business is all about timing, timing, timing. And someone else has already created the traffic. Your job is to figure out how to get in front of them. We're going to break that down when we come back on the other side of 1 Minute Motivation. But if you're new here to the Cortez Hustle Show, we do this segment on the show called 1 Minute Motivation every episode, because I believe in hitting you with something powerful, something positive that can get your day started. So 1 Minute Motivation is where we're going to play a short motivational clip, usually 60 to 90 seconds or so. I'm going to ask you to comment a takeaway or 2. If you're in a position to type, I'm going to give you my takeaways, and I'll try to read as many as I can on the screen as well. So let's get into 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show.
When I ask most high performers like you all, is giving your best effort, is that a choice? Most people proudly puff up their chest and acknowledge yes. Working hard is a choice, and I agree with you. But if working hard is a choice, by default, there has to be another side of that coin. which means not working hard, that's also a choice.
Pain that you go through is temporary, but the greatness on the other side is forever. And I love that quote because it's the thing that we always got to constantly remember. And if we could just get past that pain threshold, training, whatever it is, and on the other side of that, man, is the good shit. It's the greatness. So get past that threshold and get to your greatness.
There's only two things in this world that every single one of us has 100% control over 100% of the time. That's our effort and our attitude. But we need to learn how to focus on the two things that we have 100% control over. And anytime we spend focus on, or let's be honest, worried about things that are not in our control, it will adversely affect the things that are in our control.
Hoo-wee, ladies and gentlemen, Palestine Jr. is rapidly becoming one of my favorite speakers for high performers, man. That dude brings some good stuff. So what did you guys hear, man? The power of choice is something that we take for granted, right? We live in a world where complaining is celebrated, right? When everyone has come to a place where they've accepted mediocrity, and the only way that you can live in mediocrity is if you're constantly pointing the finger at somebody else. So if everybody has accepted mediocrity, then pointing the finger becomes socially acceptable behavior. And so much so, if you do not point the finger, you literally become an outcast. I hope y'all hear me, because this is why some of you guys aren't having the relationships that you want. This is why some of you guys don't or being hated on, and you don't understand why. See, when you live in a society where nobody wants to take responsibility, nobody wants to be accountable for their actions, everybody wants to blame other people for their junk, and you decide to stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to take full responsibility, I'm going to be accountable for my actions. I don't like the life that I have chosen for myself up until this point. I'm going to change it. You, my friend, become an outcast. You become the outcast. People look at you and say you're doing something wrong because everybody else is playing the blame game. The minute you stop playing the blame game, the minute you stop making excuses like everybody else, you become an outcast. You stop accepting mediocrity, you become an outcast, and the world that has really begun to celebrate average, celebrate below average. We have parties for our kids when they graduate from 8th grade. Like they had a choice. My son doesn't have a choice but to graduate from 8th grade. They got to get to high school, right? Like, come on. That's the world that we live in. So you got to be careful about that. So what do you guys hear? Pain is temporary. And on the other side is the greatness. But are you willing to go through the pain to get through the greatness? The greatness is permanent. The greatness is forever. Like one of my favorite WNBA commercials, I think it's Candace Parker, when they were talking about their champions, she was like, we're champions forever. Like they went through the pain of becoming professional basketball players. They went through the pain of losing games and getting the right team and getting the right system and finally getting into the championship and then winning that thing. And they're going to be champions forever. My oldest son, right? His senior year in high school, he had a goal of becoming a state champion wrestler, right? That was his goal. He wrestled at 125 all year long. For those of you who don't know anything about wrestling, forgive me for geeking out a little bit. He wrestled at 125 all year long. His true weight is 119. So he said, I'm going to wrestle these heavier guys all year So when I really come down to my weight, and this is a common thing, he's not a genius for doing this, is common in wrestling. You wrestle up all year long, and then when you really get to the state tournament, you come down into your natural weight class. You surprise a lot of people because they haven't been seeing you all year long because you've been wrestling out of your weight class. You finally come down to your natural weight class. Now the challenge he had was his walk around weight was 120, 122. So he had to cut weight in order to get there. And I said, bro, we're not going to do that, because if you cut weight, getting down to 119 the week before the state tournament, you're going to be exhausted. You're not going to be able to perform. I said, do you want to win a state title? He said, yes, sir. I said, in order for us to get you prepared to win a state title, you have to lose weight. You can't cut weight. So what do you mean? I said, we're probably going to have to do 2-a-days and 3-a-days for the next 6 weeks. So when you go to the state tournament, your walk around weight is 117, 118. And he fought it, but he's like, Dad, I want this state championship. He fought me and dragging him to the gym, but eventually we got his walk around weight down to 118. So when he walked into the state tournament, he'd had to cut no weight. Other wrestlers have to cut weight every day to get down to that. He's fresh. He's good to go. Became an undefeated state champion at 119, 29-0, because he went through some temporary pain of training 3 days per week. 3 times per day for like 6 weeks to lose the weight. And he's very lean, so he was actually losing muscle because he didn't have much body fat. But he got to the state tournament in the best physical shape he can be in. Because he was in the best physical shape he could be in, he was also in the best mental space he could be in, because he didn't have to worry about cutting weight every day during the course of the tournament. He won that thing, 29-0, state champion. And every year where the state tournament happens, usually in Columbia, Missouri, on the campus of Mizzou, they print out a book that has all of the wrestlers in it and all of their brackets. And in that book, in the back of that book, they list every previous state champion, and his name is going to be in that book forever, because he went through a few years of pain in pursuit of his goal. My question to you, what are you focusing on? Your effort and your attitude are the only two things you can control. Stop worrying about everything else that you can't control. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the quote, a 1 minute motivation. Mark says, hey man, you learn and grow. It's the best choice, period. Appreciate you, Mark. That is 1 minute motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show, brought to you by the Social Media Consistency Challenge. If you have trouble being consistent on social, then you need to take this challenge. Text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. Text Daily Hustle to 314-730-3999. And every day for the next 21 days, you're going to receive in your email a infographic for you to post, the captions and the hashtags that go with that infographic, and a short video that breaks down how to use the content, how to turn a one piece of content into multiple pieces of content. You do that for 21 days straight, you will have the habit of being consistent on social, but more importantly, you'll learn how to think like a content marketer. So we're talking about Russell Brunson's Dream 100, strategic partners, traffic, how to get more people in front of your stuff, how to get yourself in front of the traffic that already exists. We don't create traffic. Traffic is already created. The people that we want to sell our products and services to, they already exist. Our job is to figure out where they hang out, where are they congregating, and figure out how we can get in front of them. So Chet Holmes, who originated this concept called the Dream 100, he used it on a one-to-one basis. He found out of 2,000 people that were spending money on advertising, there's 167 of those people that were spending the most money in the top publications. Instead of trying to contact all 2,000 people, he focused only on those top 167. He built relationships and got them to spend money with him, right? So that's one-to-one basis. Now, Russell Brunson is not selling $1,000, $3,000, $10,000 media packages. So his way of using the Dream 100 is a little bit different. So let me read what he said. He said, Chet Holmes' Dream 100 for one-to-one selling strategy is powerful when your business model needs a small number of big customers. So if you have a high ticket program, then yeah, that's one-to-one. But for most of us, we're looking for lots of customers, not just 100. When I was starting out, many of the things I sold weren't very expensive. So it didn't make financial sense to send packages and make phone calls to try to sell a $20 product. So I couldn't see how to apply how the Dream 100 applied to my business. One day, though, I was writing .com secrets and thinking about how I was going to sell the book when I finished writing it. I identified who my dream customers were that would want to read my book and where they were congregating. So here's how you start thinking about your Dream 100. If you are like me, I sell products anywhere from $7.95 all the way up to hundreds and thousands of dollars. So I don't need just a handful of high ticket clients. I'm trying to build a Apple size customer base, right? So he said, this is what he did when he wrote his first book. He said, I made a list and wrote out everywhere that I could think my dream customers might be gathering. And the list I identified, he wrote down the top 10 websites and forums that his customers might be spending time on, 15 active Facebook groups that they might be participating in, 50 influencers they might be following on Facebook and Instagram, 30 plus podcasts they might be listening to, 40 plus email newsletters they might be subscribed to, 20 plus blogs that they actively read, and 20 plus YouTube channels that they are subscribed to. Now, you don't get to this if you have not done the work of identifying your target market. My target market for Thornton Online Marketing as small local businesses that traditionally have brick and mortar businesses and service based. So I got to figure out, where do these people congregate, right? What are the YouTube channels they're watching? What are the blogs that they are reading? What are the magazines that they are checking out? And that's what he did. Listen to this. After making this list, I added up how many subscribers, readers, and followers each of these channels had. I was so excited to find out that there were over 30 million of my dream customers on that little list alone, all congregated inside of those 185 communities. See, the traffic is already existing. We just got to find out, where is the traffic going, right? You look at McDonald's. What did McDonald's do? When the interstates really started to expand this country, what did McDonald's do? Ray Kroc was a genius for this. Now, you can agree or disagree with how he ended up with full control of McDonald's from McDonald's brothers. If you ever watch that documentary on him and how the founder, and how that relationship, grew and dissolved and all that kind of stuff. But what he realized is that these doggone interstates, these doggone highways, as they continue to grow and expand, will have millions of cars flying up and down every day. And he started putting the McDonald's on the interstates. And then the expansion of the cities started growing from cities. As he put them in every city, they start growing, and the suburbs start growing. And what did he do? He started putting them on the main arteries of every major. Why? Because the traffic was already there. He just put McDonald's in the way of the traffic. He didn't create the traffic to come to McDonald's. This traffic was people going to and from work, to and from events, to and from friends and family. He didn't create the traffic. He put himself in the midst of the traffic. The person that you are trying to sell to, they are already congregating somewhere. You got to figure out where. You got to figure out how to get yourself in front of them. So he goes on to say, hey, listen, after I looked at those 185 people who had gathered and got all of my target customers hanging out with them, I figured out how can I create a relationship with them. So that's the guy. I found the contact information for those 185 people, and I sent them each a copy of my book in the mail with a letter asking if they'd be interested in helping me promote my book on launch day. Within a week of sending out the packages, I started getting messages back. One message was from a podcaster on my Dream 100 list, whom I'd been listening to for years, but I had never actually met. John Lee Dumas from EO Fire, entrepreneursonfire.com. He told me he loved my book and he asked me to be on his podcast to talk about it. I quickly agreed, and within a few days, I was interviewed. The interview came out, and we sold 500 copies just from that one outlet. Russell didn't have to go and earn a bunch of traffic. John Lee Dumas had earned the traffic by bringing value to his podcast subscribers and listeners. What did Russell Brunson have to do? This is why we call today's episode Strategic Partners. Russell Brunson had to earn a relationship with John Lee Dumas. He didn't have to earn the millions of people that listen to EOF.com, EOFire.com. John Lee Dumas earned that traffic. What he had to do was earn a relationship with John Lee Dumas. And how did he earn that relationship? He sent them a copy of his book. John Lee Dumas read the book, saw the value in the book, that he could provide value to his audience, and decided to bring Russell Brunson on for a podcast interview. What are you guys doing to earn the right relationships? Are you trying to figure out how to bring value to the people who have already earned the traffic that I want to get in front of? These are things that I'm asking myself every day. Cortez, who do I need to connect with? Who has all of the small businesses in St. Louis who already has their attention? And how do I serve those people? How do I bring value to those people? Because if I bring value to those people, they'll open the door and say, you know what? Let's collaborate. Let's work together. Let me bring you into the association. Let me bring you into the meeting and have you do a keynote. Let me introduce you to this person, and that person who also works with small businesses, right? Collaboration over competition. If you're in business, you're in the business of serving others. And if you're trying to grow and scale faster than one of the hacks, and I hate using the word hack because it makes you think that there's no work involved. Y'all know what a hack really is? A lot of people think that when we come up with these life hacks, these marketing hacks, these social media hacks, there's no work involved. And sometimes that's on us because that's how we explain it. That's how we position it, as if it's a shortcut, right? But what a hack normally is a collapsing of time, meaning instead of me doing a little bit of work over a long period of time. I do an intense amount of work and I collapse that into a short period of time. And that's why it seems like a hack or a shortcut. Because I can do 1 hour a day over the next year, and that would be 365 hours. Or I can do 365 hours in a matter of a month. And we collapse time. And it looks like a hack. No, it's not absence of work. It's a intensity and intensifying of the work, right? A hyper-focused effort of the work. So you can earn the traffic of thousands and tens of thousands of people over time, or you can earn a few relationships with people who have already earned that traffic, serve them to a level where they would allow you to get in front of the traffic that they've earned. But trust and believe this, y'all. Ain't nobody putting you in front of their audience if you're not bringing any real value to the table. Right? Reminds me of my girl Erica Badu when she brought out Call Tyrone live for the first time. What did she say? She said, keep in mind that I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. If you're trying to serve your way into people who have a congregation of your target market, they're sensitive about their people. I'm sensitive about the people that I have on this show to bring in front of you guys. I got to know that they're going to deliver some value that's going to be transformative for you. Right? I don't mind that they have products and services to sell. That's the nature of free enterprise. But can you deliver value? Are you willing to serve? Are you willing to give first before you ask for a sale? So you saw how Chet Holmes used the Dream 100. He needed 167 of 2,000 people, and he was selling big ticket. So he didn't need all 2,000. He just needed the top 167. Russell Brunson needs to get in front of lots of people because he's selling a book for $7.95. So what did he do? He found 185 people who had big followings, and he strategically earned relationships with them. Right? Here's another example. Recently, I was at a mastermind event in Puerto Rico, and I had a chance to spend some time with Rachel Hollis, the author of the #1 New York Times bestseller, Girl, Wash Your Face. At the time, she was in the middle of launching her new book, Girl, Stop Apologizing. As I was in the middle of writing this book, I was curious about how she sold over 1 million copies of her books. I asked her for some secrets. She said, this is what we did. We asked ourselves this question: what are the tribes that my women are already in? What network marketing companies are they in? What Facebook groups? What Instagram channels? What hashtags are they following? After we identified these things, we tried to figure out who are the tribe owners of these women. Who do we need to become friends with? Anyone who had over 200,000 followers, we would directly message them, tell them who we were, ask them if we could talk. We started messaging everyone. Our focus was to find the tribes and then figure out the best ways to infiltrate them. Dream 100. She did the same thing Russell Brunson did. Instead of going directly to the customers that she wanted to sell to, she went to the influencers who were already selling to those customers, who had already earned the trust of those customers. So in order to move products and services, you got to have people that know, like, and trust you. Well, if you earn a relationship with an influencer, and that influencer knows, likes, and trusts you, and that influencer then endorses you, your products, your services, then their followers will let their guards down, and boom. It becomes easier for you to earn their trust after someone that they already trust endorses you, right? Last but not least, I was recently listening to the Founder podcast. They were interviewing Tim Bilal, the founder of Quest Nutrition, who has started his business with a few friends and quickly grew it into $1 billion company. Right? People laugh when I say that I'm building a multi-billion-dollar international media conglomerate. As if billion-dollar companies haven't been built in 25 years or less already. This ain't the 4-minute mile, people. This isn't before Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile and I'm saying I'm going to build a multi-billion-dollar company. Multi-billion-dollar companies have been built in spans less than 15 years. Like it's not like it's not being done. And I just happen to believe that anything that any man has ever done, I can do also if I put my mind to it. Now, call me naive for believing that. That's just what I believe. So he built $1 billion nutrition company. During the interview, he was asked how he grew Quest Nutrition, and here's what he said. We had a very different approach that got a lot of people excited, not just about the product, but they felt good about the way we treated them. We went old school, researching several hundred health and fitness influencers, then sending them handwritten letters and free samples. This was all about showing an understanding of what others were trying to achieve, and the quest was was interested in helping them connect with their audience. When people are building a community, they have a real sense of service to that community. We would send them free products and just say, if you like it, tell people. And if you hate it, tell people that too. Not trying to steer people's comments gave us a pretty great recommendation. Some didn't like it and said so, but the vast majority loved it and were grateful we had showed an understanding of who they were and what they were trying to do, so they spread the word. Dream 100 strikes again. And he goes on in this book. This is why I click on the link in the description and the show notes in the bio. If you have a business and you're not reading the trilogy of these books, right? I've got 2 of them right here. I've got the Traffic Secrets. I've got the .com Secrets right here. This is all about systems, right? This is about what you need to do to capture the name, email address, and automate the follow-ups and all of that kind of stuff. But this one is the latest in the trilogy. If you're in business and you're not studying, right? Let's say it one more time for y'all. All of y'all are in 3 businesses before you sell anything. You're in the relationship business, you're in the media business, and you're in the technology business. You should be using the technology and media to build relationships for one purpose: acquiring customers. The way you acquire customers is through list building. Once they join your list, you build a know, like, and trust factor, and you turn them into customers. Once they are customers, it's your job to wow them, over deliver. I put a post up on my Facebook page. Some of you guys follow me on the Financial Health Mentor page on Facebook. And I put a post from Bob Proctor, and he says, unless you're willing to do more than you're paid for, you'll never get paid for more than what you do. And it was interesting, the types of comments and feedback that I got from that. And a lot of people were saying, no way. In this economy, I'm only going to do what I'm paid for. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. You have to establish a habit of over delivering. Period. The law of sowing and reaping says that when you put out good energy, you're going to get back the same that you put out. But not only are you going to get back the same that you put out, you're going to get back more. You're going to get that which you put out is going to come back multiplied. So what does that mean? When I over deliver for my customers, when I over deliver for my followers, the traffic that I'm earning, when I over deliver for the traffic that I control and the traffic that I own, when I decide to invest with a product or service because I over deliver, the law of sowing and reaping says when I deal with someone, that energy that I put out for my customers is going to come back to me when I'm a customer of somebody else's. Now, a lot of people who are commenting and didn't quite get it were people who are still on their job. And they were saying, well, Cortez, I get what you're saying, but on my job, I don't want to be taken advantage of. Right? I'm telling y'all this is a lifestyle. This is a principle to live by, right? This is something that goes beyond how your supervisor is going to receive you doing more than what you're paid for. Every time I got a promotion on my job, I had literally been doing the job before I got promoted and paid for it. Every time. Every time. When I got promoted to a shift supervisor in the call center, I was already acting like the shift supervisor. I was already doing the work of a shift supervisor before they gave me the title and the extra pay. When I became manager of the credentialing team, I was already managing that team before they gave me the title and the extra pay. And that had nothing to do with sucking up. It had nothing to do with me going after the position. It's just a way of life that I adopted for myself that says anytime that I'm asked to do anything, I want to over deliver on that thing. It has nothing to do with me trying to impress this boss. It has everything to do with me trying to impress the boss. And that's what people don't understand about these laws of success. They are governed by the creator of this whole thing. So when I abide by the laws that are created by this whole, the creator of this whole thing, the person reaping the benefits of the application of that law is not responsible for my blessing that comes from what I'm putting out. No, the creator of the law is responsible for my blessing to come back to me for living the way that he created laws for me to live if I want to have a certain level of success. Some people get it twisted. Man, I'm not busting my butt for this dude. I ain't never busted my butt for a supervisor, a manager, a company. I busted my butt always in appreciation for the one that gave me life. To show that his light shines through me to be an example and an inspiration to other people. It's never about the people, and we got to get out of that, man. We got to get out of that. It's more than just the people, right? We're in the physical realm and the spiritual realm at the same time. That's right, Mark. These laws are universal, created by a universal God. Hey, y'all. Time went by fast, man. Next week, we're going to talk about how to earn your way into some of these Dream 100 situations. So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Kingdom People makes me think about my man, Denzel Rodriguez. Appreciate you guys all for tuning in, man. So I'll talk to you guys next time. I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.